all these arms of government derive their power from the people.
Yes.
And it is interesting that when Lady Justice Martha Koome went to see President Ruto, there were discussions that we were never told what they discussed. The expectation of the public would have been that after all that accusation, that there were actually corrupt judges in the courts, and after the threats by Rigiji that they'll file a petition, they should have proceeded, but they didn't. So that ceasefire was temporal. We have seen courts making pronouncements and making decisions that in one way or another do not favor the regime of the day. And we have seen the executive saying that this project will proceed irrespective of whatever court says. Mm-hmm. One of them is those Mau roads, you remember, that for sure the petitioner claims that is interfering with the sustainable environment in that region. But they have said it will go on. The other one is housing levy. The other one is Haiti that we're talking about. So for me, I look at it from the point that while these arms of government are having their powers from the people, all of them, mm-hmm. and their funding is also done by the people, but they are interrelated in a way. Look who appoints the Chief Justice. Look who appoints the judges. Look who appropriates funds to the judiciary. Mm-hmm. So you will realize that at some point it becomes difficult to actually be independent. So they are interdependent. But that is not the case. The case is, for as long as they are interdependent and they are working in a way that they support each other, that's fair. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to operational functions where each arm must do what they have to do, I think they should be independent enough to do that boldly and within the law. Mm. That is what we are lacking. Okay. So if the courts today were to pronounce themselves on an issue, they should not be bothered that our budget will be cut in the next financial year. Mm-hmm. They should pronounce themselves on that issue fully, mm-hmm. so that it is to the benefit of the majority. Because that justice, people want it. Mm. And lastly, the executive must stop being bullish. We saw when the executive became bullish, we saw Kenya Kwanza politicians going to the podium and cautioning the judiciary that if you do 1, 2, 3, you shall see. Those threats must end. And I hope they have ended because I've not seen them since that time. Mm. Today, we would want to see a judiciary that is well-funded, a judiciary that is bold, a judiciary that is keen in addressing the conflicts and offering solutions that are long-lasting. Okay. At the same time, we want to see an executive that lives true to its function, mm-hmm. offering policy intervention and leading this country to prosperity. Mm-hmm. Not an antagonistic executive, mm-hmm. not antagonistic judiciary. Because the judiciary, the judges are human beings. If you tackle them the wrong way, they'll wait for you at the court. And they'll look at that issue objectively, but with a mind that these are issues that are affecting them also as ordinary Kenyans, and they'll deal with it. So we would want to see a relationship that is admirable, a relationship that is cordial, but a relationship that is guided by the rule of law. Mm. Not intimidation, not coercion, rule of law.
But on the morning show back then, you did foresee and you predicted that there would be indeed a meeting between the judiciary and the executive. Are we going to see another Boyd prophecy regarding this whole issue?
No, I predicted correctly that there were going to be a meeting between the president and other heads of arms of government, that's Parliament, Attorney General, and the leadership of judiciary. Mm-hmm. And I said it from a point of information, and the issues which were agreed was that they would be hiring more judges at the Court of Appeal, because those are the issues that the Chief Justice raised, that they did not have enough, and then they would be having additional numbers of close to 30 again in the High Court to reduce the backlog of cases.
Yes.
But beyond that, judiciary is supposed to dispense justice to Kenyans. And the issue of accountability and the judges doing the right thing, one, there must be sufficient training for our judicial officers. We should give them more researchers. Starting from the small claims court, when you are a claim of less than $1 million, you go to the small claims court.
Yes.
That small claims court must administer justice to the very people who are before that court.